Hi, everybody. Can you wave? Yay!
That wasn't a wave.
It doesn't matter. We're making this video for Courtney Trouble's International Fisting Day, which is October 21st, right?
Tomorrow.
I'm Enoch Reese of Boygirlboigrrrl.tumblr.com. And this is Dina, who runs Sickfordark, and this is Kavanaugh of handlingit.tumblr.com.
And I'm Afrotitty from Afrotitty.tumblr.com /famous.
Afrotitty owns everything. So we're going to talk about fisting. And some of us have experience with fisting, and some of us don't. And it's fun. But we all are fisting enthusiasts.
Enthusiastic. When I think about fisting, whenever I'm talking about fisting, I do emotion, and people are usually like, what does that mean? It means fisting. It's like this, and then like that, and that's fisting.
Which is totally like from Chasing Amy when they're sitting on the swing set. Hey, but he's like trying to go out with her, and he's like, isn't fisting painful? And she's like, yeah, but it's a good kind of pain. And then he's like, I don't understand how it works. And so she goes,
yeah.
Except mine was better because when you fist, generally, when I have been fisted, it's not this.
Yeah, and I don't know.
It's more like
I've never, but I don't know what this would do.
You know, not really
this
much
could be
of a,
fun.
like,
This sounds...
okay.
I mean, okay, I'm a top. So
You said that so like.
Well, what I'm saying is that I've had nice reactions to like all kinds of hand things, but like I have never actually been fisted. So you know, maybe everybody's just humoring me, but I don't think so.
It's all just a grand prank against you.
Yeah,
That's our commentator from the side.
Yeah.
who I guess is trying to stay anonymous. I want to try it.
Can we talk about what it's like to be fisted for the first time? Or to at least like begin, like to start being... I've never, experienced it or done it before, so I'm wondering.
I know for me, I love fisting is amazing. It's one of my favorite things, and I know the first time I was fisted, it was after a lot of thinking about it. There was a lot of thinking, like, how do we manage fisting? Like, how does it happen? And so it actually happened because of a lot of like practice and like research and.
You have to work your way up to it.
Yeah. I mean, though I've heard some people who have just
don't.
they were just going, and then it was, there's a fist in me.
Wow. I mean, the first time that I fisted somebody, they had never been successfully fisted before. They had sort of tried fisting with people, and like there was pain, there was lack of success, and I think that I'm really lucky. I have these like really tiny little hands. That are great. You can't really see in the image because...
Well, let's do a comparison of your hand, of all of our hands.
No, really though. I mean, just check it out.
Yeah, I mean, and also...
I have a little hand.
I mean,
So this guy, can I tell them
whatever.
Can I tell them about, like, what size glove?
Yes.
So Kat wears an extra large glove.
Yeah.
I wear a small.
I know.
I love that.
I didn't realize I was gonna have when I was shopping.
Problems.
I need to shift. Oh, now I'm not.
Are you single?
I am.
You're single? Kavanaugh single.
Oh wait, I can't.
And has big hands.
Wait, I want to.
You want him?
And Dina's single and likes big hands and has big tits. Well, but look at Ian's fist and look at my fist.
Okay, but I mean, you don't fist like this.
But
Whoa, wow. Yeah, big difference.
look at there's a big difference there.
I have very, very small hands.
Wait, how do we also talk about how you fist?
Okay, well, so what happened was I was with this person and we were having sex, and this was a person who could regularly get 4 of my fingers inside. And she was just kind of like, well, do you want to try getting the rest of your hand in? And I was like, I've never done that before. I am very new to sex. I don't know if this is a thing. But I was also like, that would be so cool. Like, like, my theory about sex is, like, more fingers, more fun. Because, like, it's so cool. And also, like, this is so much more comfortable than this.
As far as like,
if you're fucking somebody, like, it's just so much easier to be using all 4 of your fingers than, like, 2 of your fingers or 3 of your fingers. So you're not jamming things. Like, and, like, these fingers are totally connected. And so you want to, like, move one and you're moving all of them. And so, like... and you're like, I feel weird right now.
Yeah.
But so I was like, all right, I'm going to try it. And we used a lot of lube. And I mean, I don't think that I was that good at it at first because I kind of just sort of like went in for it. And this is a lot of hand.
Yeah.
Like, even though I have small hands, it's a lot of hand. So you have to, like, really try and get your hand as little as possible. Let me see if I can get as many angles on this. Yeah, well, you want to like fold in.
But still, I mean, that's
what do you do with your thumb?
Point,
with your thumb, you bring it in.
You tuck it in.
Yeah.
So, okay.
I mean, because you just don't want to be, like, why? Because you can talk.
So this would not be a thing.
Wow.
Yeah, that's a lot of hand.
And your knuckles. That can be the...
Knuckles can be fun for people, but, like...
Yeah, but like...
Not a lot of people like
that.
But the
knuckles...
So how do you... So is the... How much is going in?
All of it.
All of this.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, I mean, you really... I mean, some of the gloves that I wear are not always adequate.
I was going to say, what sort of gloves do you get longer?
So how...
You can get longer gloves, or you can just, like, hold your glove with your other hand so that it stays.
So...
But, like, so once you get inside, because you want to make yourself really small, and once you get past the opening, you can really open up, because vaginas are, like, the coolest fucking
You can open your
thing.
hand in a vagina?
Well, it depends. It depends on who and, like, how much room they have inside. But, like, you can get, you know, sometimes you can only get, like, this, and then you can, like, you know, press around a little bit. But sometimes you can get, like, your whole hand open. Well, again, it depends on the person's capacity. Like, sometimes it's just, like, okay... That's all I can do.
And
you're inside, and that's all.
Orifices can be short, too.
Yeah, they can
like, I know for me, I have my current is relatively short, and like I don't like having my cervix hit, and so like if there's a lot of like this, my cervix can get nudged, and I don't like it.
But you can, I mean, you can also like get your finger like around the cervix, which some people like, or you can.
I have no frame of reference for how short my vagina is.
I only short. Yeah, I mean, I only do because I know what things feel like, but like it's like. How do you really know, though? It's like, you know... It's
and it also depends on, like, the particular moment in time and, like, how turned on that person is, how much lube you're using. Because there's also, like, there's a difference between, like, using... Well, there's a difference between using a lot of lube and, like, being really turned on. Because you can use a lot of lube, but if you're not really turned on, then you're not going to be very well expanded.
Right.
But you can really expand a person when they're really turned on. And so, like, this person who had only had painful fisting experiences before, like, at some point... I was like, you know, we were having sex, and I was like, you know, I think I can just get my whole hand inside. And she's like, all right, you know, go for it.
Yeah.
And I did, and we didn't have to use any extra lube. But for the most part, you're really gonna want to be using lube with fisting, like really a lot.
My favorite lube, I'm not really much because I have larger hands, and because I'm just, you know, I tend to bottom more than I top in life. I am a big fisty. And my favorite lube is Liquid Sassy, and it's actually their booty formula, so it's thicker and you know meant to be used for anal sex, but it's also really amazing for fisting because it's so thick.
Your nails are nice. Those are really nice.
Thank you. I'm wearing plaid Sally Henson
which apparently
nail stickers
for fisting day.
For fisting day. Hey, I can't wait tomorrow. Well, tomorrow when it's fisting day, I'm gonna get fisted.
Lucky.
I know, lucky me. I'm so lucky. Hey, baby. What was I gonna? Oh, so Liquid Sassy is an amazing lube for fisting. It's water based, so you can use it with all of your favorite implements, and it's really fantastic. And a little bit goes a long way.
But with fisting, I mean, you like really can't have too much lube because nobody's like, it's too slippery in there because like you have your whole hand inside, and like that's a lot of.
So what do you do after you?
What do you do after your hand?
What you do after your hand is in, but like what do you do in the way of coming back out?
Well, coming back out, it again depends on the person and what they like. Some people really want you to like. Come out. But for some people, like, you know, because, you know, maybe they're beginners or because they, like, aren't very large or whatever, like, you have to really, like, corkscrew your way out so that you're easing yourself out. And you have to get... Yeah, it depends.
It sounds scary to me.
One fisting faux pas that I once did was, like, shifted positions with my whole hand inside somebody and, like, wasn't very careful about, like, keeping the position of my hand inside them maintained, and I kind of, like, pushed down a little too hard. Never gonna do that again.
Well, sometimes, it depends on how, like, you know, what your body's doing, but you can also if you're being fisted, you can bear down a little bit.
Yeah, you can totally hold on to the person's hand.
Yeah, you can suck up or you can bear down.
Yeah, that's cool. I like
let
that.
Out,
that's exciting.
And you can, sometimes you can just, like, move a lot inside a person and stay inside a person, or, like, come out a little bit and go back in. And
like, sometimes this movement is different than, like, that movement.
Totally different.
You know?
I would never, unless somebody actually told me, like, do this, I would never do that inside a person.
So, okay, trying to get the logistic wise. So you're in about, like, how much? Depending on the person, generally,
like,
so to wrist.
Yeah.
I mean, I've also, like, I feel like I think I have a shortcut, but I've had my partner tell me that he thinks he was maybe up to, like, his forearm. Yeah. Which I don't know.
I mean, you definitely want to get at least to your wrist.
So then, and then
because that's the narrowest
you're
part.
Moving, like, like this.
You can move like this. You can move like this.
And this is like anything.
You can move like this.
Okay.
Or like this. Or like this.
That looks nice.
That looks like it would work. Nicely.
No, that looks nice.
Or like you can,
So how? Like,
depending on how much room you have.
This is interesting.
Everybody.
I'm so excited about that.
Fisting is so cool! Oh my god, like vaginas are the coolest fucking thing.
But also
because they can fit so much.
I didn't know.
And they like expand, like, and you can like.
How these things work.
I mean, I also think that, like, you know, anal fisting is a whole nother kind of like thing, and for me, like, that's my cell phone, whatever. I think that for me, I really enjoy anal sex, but I have not gotten to anal. I don't like fingers in my ass. So, like, I think that, so I've never experienced anal fisting, but I've heard that once if you're into it and you can get it done, that it's really intense and fantastic.
I can imagine that.
Kind of, like, stretching. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, asses aren't as stretchy as, like, cunts or vaginas or front holes or whatever, you know what I mean? So I think that it can be kind of, but they do stretch, but they aren't as, like, elastic. They don't, like, go back and forth the same way.
Okay. Yeah. Vagina fisting sounds exciting to me, but anal fisting sounds scary.
But it's all about what you're used to, because like I can't actually be penetrated at all, and so like all of it is really scary to me. Like one finger, I'm like, whoa, dude. And so it's about what it's about what feels really like fun to stuff things into.
Yeah, and kind of I guess that sense of like, and I think that. From the folk who I know who enjoy anal fisting, sometimes it isn't so much the idea of like getting just pleasure from it. It's more about the idea of being stretched wide, like being stretched like really wide, or the idea of doing something that's, that's doing something that's scary, doing something that kind of has a little bit of like a anus fist. So like that kind of gets you off too. And not like that there is pleasure, but I don't,
There's fullness in it for a lot of people. Mm-hmm. Like, the person who I had the most fisting experience with, like, couldn't do a lot of movement, but, like, just, it was sort of about, like, the closeness of having my whole hand inside that person, and, like, just how sexy it was that was even possible. And I think that can apply to anal sex as well.
I wonder how similar the sensation is to, like, double penetration. Like, what's the difference in sensation?
I'm sure it's totally different.
I mean, I know, but like I'm interested in like in what ways it's really different.
Well, I think that, like, do you mean when you say double penetration? Do you mean like two objects in one orifice or one?
Yeah, no, I'm thinking of in one orifice.
Oh,
both orifices.
Yeah, I was thinking in both orifices.
No, I'm
thinking
two in one.
Right. I think it depends. I think that when we're talking about double penetration with two, like say with two cocks or two like cock-like implements or two fingers or whatever. I think that
2 fingers,
like 2 different fingers, like 2 like I
this.
don't know. What if you're like stretching open? Like
this. Like you're falling in there.
Anything that's involving like an extension of width.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I don't know. I just think that it might be. I think that with. I don't know. I don't
objects move independently, so it's probably a very different sensation, like, especially if they're moving at different rates. Or,
yeah.
You know.
Well, and that's distance.
So exciting.
So just, like, kind of...